Alright, it's time for some good old father-son time. Gonna clean up a mess on the deck, as father and son do together often. Understandably, though, Dad can do something we can't, given that he can dematerialize and appear somewhere else at will, as long as the space he's dematerializing into looks weird enough. That's the primary determining factor. If there's a weird, gross thing lying around, he can probably dematerialize into it and reappear somewhere else. But if it doesn't look weird enough, he can't do that. Fun fact, the Lego pieces that they use to represent algae are also used to represent ice cream in some playsets and exhaust fumes in some playsets. That Lego piece gets a lot of use, is what I'm saying. I really like how gross and grungy the stuff you can interact with is in this level. There's a lot of gross sounds, and there's a lot of shooing away tentacles with lanterns. This looks very gross, like things are falling apart and they're all organic and smushy. Really adds to the dreary aesthetic of the whole thing, and honestly gives me some Viscera cleanup detail vibes, because we are kind of cleaning, even if our primary goal is to put the crew back together. We are kind of cleaning a bit. It's important to remember that Will can throw axes. That comes up a lot. I wouldn't blame you for forgetting, but it is an important skill he has. I mean literally putting the crew back together also, but, you know, in a metaphorical sense also, we are also metaphorically putting the crew back together. It's just like they're Legos, so, you know, it's both, because they're Legos. Also, we gotta give the last one this broom we've been holding. Good news, things are just as gross on the inside as they are on the outside. Maybe even way grosser, if we're being honest. But you know, what's on the inside isn't always pretty. People say familiarity breeds contempt. I don't know why they say that, but they do. And I'm sure there's a reason they say that, even if I don't personally understand it. This game seems to have a lot more actual puzzles than I'm used to from some Lego games, like getting tentacles out of a barrel so you can use the barrel to move a switch. That's an actual puzzle that follows consistent logic. Time to dematerialize again. There's also a cool hat in here, for what that's worth. You know, I often come across a situation where I feel my insides are gross, and I feel compelled to clean them up and shoo away the tentacles with lanterns. And I don't know whether that's fair, like I have legitimate gross stuff going on the inside, because I'm probably not the best person to judge my character, but I'm also not sure who else I'd trust to judge it besides people very close to me. But, you know, I mean, when I make these videos, I generally make them under the assumption that they're reaching a very kind audience, so I'm generally pleasant in the things I say. This is also a really cool puzzle. I like that there are legitimate clamps holding the cell in place, and you have to use the clamps. Like an actual, you know, an actual system to keep the cell door in place. Granted, it's on the wrong side, but still, that's cool. Davy Jones walks real fast, by the way. See, he's all the way over there and asleep, even though we just saw him enter the room. This room reminds me of old 3D platformers. You have to create a pathway up there, and then you have to platform across it, otherwise you slide down. And then when you actually get up there, you have to step on the tiles in a certain order, or a bell rings and a bunch of enemies swarm you. This just feels more like a traditional 3D platformer video gamey level than most levels in Lego games. The more I've played Lego games, which I've been doing a whole fucking lot recently, but the more I've played Lego games, the less I see the criticisms about them being the same and not being enough like actual video games as, you know, valid. Like, yeah, for sure. There are some LEGO games where the puzzles are legitimately not puzzles, and the gameplay is just genuinely walking up to an interactable and pressing the interact button. But that's certainly not this situation. I'm having to actually solve a pathfinding puzzle to move an object where it needs to be moved. Like, there's actual thought involved in this situation, and gameplay. If I could think of a LEGO game where everyone's criticisms are validated, it would probably be LEGO The Incredibles. Because that game really is everything people dislike about LEGO games just condensed. I appreciate that whenever someone else fucks with Jack's compass in this game, he just kind of waits for them to get done fucking with it, and then takes it back and actually uses it properly, because he knows they can't use it, even though they're trying really fucking hard. I really like this whole level, but for some reason I wasn't looking forward to commenting on it, even though I really liked it. So, we give this banana, and then he's gonna get chased around by a monkey for the entire rest of the level. So that's pretty fun. Yep, there he goes, getting chased around by monkeys. That's just a good little lighthearted thing to watch in the background while we're doing some more serious stuff. Serious stuff like I legitimately worry that outside of these videos and my video comments, I'm just kind of an ass. And I don't mean to be. I just always say what I'm thinking. And there are a lot of reasons I just say what I'm thinking. The reason I talk so much and always say what I'm thinking is, you know, like I said, there's so many reasons. Part of it is enthusiasm. I'm excited to talk to anyone about anything because I love talking, and talking to other people is exciting for me. Another reason is the more I talk, the less I have to feel bad. It is my coping mechanism to deal with my depression and anxiety. Talking means not feeling like shit, so if I just keep talking and talking and talking, everything will turn out okay. This does come with the downside of getting stuck in a tree. This does come with the downside of sometimes saying things that really piss people off, even though you didn't mean to. Like, I obviously never intend for anyone to get hurt by the shit I say, but it's probably gonna happen sometimes because I don't think before I say it. But I do make subconscious judgments, and I'm not sure how I should feel about that. Like, the way I talk in my videos is significantly different from the way I talk outside of my videos. Not in terms of general vocabulary, but in terms of mood. And I think that's because the videos have fostered an environment for me where I feel that I'm generally communicating with kind people. People that will understand most of the things I say. And, like, it would be a genuine surprise if they started suddenly treating me like shit. But whenever I'm talking to people outside of my videos, or the comments related to my videos, or discussion related to my videos, or close friends, by the way, that damage is unavoidable. The damage of getting thrown by the crab. It's not like it matters, because there's no other enemies here. Anyway, when I'm not talking to close friends or people through my videos or my video comments or something like that, I tend to be a lot more abrasive, I think, and it's not even intentional. I think it's that I don't feel safe around people that aren't my friends or aren't commenting on my video. I guess, you know, most of the people that watch my videos I consider friends and partners in discussion. So, you know, that makes sense. I guess I just don't trust a lot of people subconsciously, and as a result I'm more abrasive when I talk with them. But you know, that makes me feel like a dick. And I'm really not sure what I should be doing about that. Because I don't want to stop being myself. I feel like that's just dishonesty for the sake of peace, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of being dishonest just so things are more peaceful. I'm not a fan of self-censorship just so things are more peaceful. If there was a way for me to just, like, trust people more, I guess that would be the ideal outcome. But I feel like there's probably a reason I don't trust people very much. That feeling didn't just sprout from nothing, you know?